Hey, Latangela, how are you? I guess the chat was off earlier for other reasons, but nay, we're back on. We're back in business. So again, happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to the recognition webinar for Now Lifestyle every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So before we get going, I just want to kind of chime in on a couple things. Really quick, who is here for the very first time? Who is here checking out this webinar for the very first time? Never been on a Now Lifestyle webinar, never been in our conference room, and you're here checking this out for the first time. Christopher, awesome. You just joined Pro? Did you just go Pro today? And you got 50 Facebook leads? Dude, that's awesome. Growth going on in Now Lifestyle. And one of the biggest things that's going on right now is the national event, which just launched last Friday. Look at that. It's Barbara's first time in here too. Everybody welcome Barbara. Say hi to Barbara. Barbara, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Like to always welcome the newbies and appreciate you guys joining in. Now, like I said, we get the national event coming up in October. That's October 4th through the 5th. We're very, very, very excited about that. It's going to be an absolutely awesome event. Leaders and winners, guys, that get to events. So make sure that you guys find a way to get there because it will be worth it for your business. It's going to be an amazing experience, and there's going to be so many things that you will take home and be able to apply into your business. So we're really, really very excited about that. And I know Donna Lynn's going to be there, and many other awesome people here on this webinar are going to be there. Now, without further ado, our guest tonight. There's a funny story about our guest tonight. For starters, he's jumped right into Now Lifestyle, absolutely loves the business, and we're going to talk a lot about his why because his why is very, very special. It has to do with him and his family and being able to spend more time with his family, which is realistically, you know, what we all want. We all want that time freedom. But the cool thing is, I've known Russ for, like, I'm not even joking you. I'm 41 years old now, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Russ, but I think he's either 42 or 43. But I've literally known Russ since I was about 6 years old. And that's, you know, he's not coming on tonight because he's a childhood friend of mine. He's coming on because he's taking action in his business. And he's doing a great job. He's literally textbook doing exactly what you should be doing. So we're going to talk about that tonight, just like we do every single Tuesday. Is we recognize the people that are taking action in this business so you guys can hear what they're doing, so you guys can maybe turn around and do the same thing. And that's really what it's all about. So Russ, why don't you do us all a favor, come up onto the camera and say hi, and let everybody know who you are. And yeah, we'll kick this thing off in a major way. There he comes. Cool. All right, I'm also going to, I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. Boom, there we go. Bigger face. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Dan.
Awesome. Well, hey, first off, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with the rest of Now Lifestyle tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. This is quite a surprise for me. So I'm really happy to be here and to talk about this business because not even a year ago, I couldn't even imagine that I'd be doing something like this. So thanks for having me. It's really great to meet everybody. I'm on these all the time, so I see all the names, and it's been fantastic. So
awesome. Well, why don't you do us a favor first, like kind of before we get into everything, why don't you just tell everybody, you know, what got you into not just Now Lifestyle, but what made you take a look at online marketing and say, you know, this is something I want to do? Because obviously, as we know, not everybody is into online marketing and not everybody understands online marketing and, you know, network marketing. But what made you take a look at this and say, this is something I want to pursue?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I think let me tell you just a little bit of a story about that. And I really mean this, that if this was a year ago, I would not even have known the power of online business. So, all this stuff is about, 10 months new for me. But just, long story short, back in August last year, I was down in Rhode Island at my parents' summer place, and I just wasn't feeling really good. I was I'm in a full-time job that I'm still working in, and I was just feeling very unhappy. I had started this job about a year prior to that, and things went really good for a little while, and I just found myself very unhappy. And once again, I was in a full-time job that was a good job, and I don't mean to knock this job at all. And but I was unhappy, and I had this moment, and I kind of had this realization, because I kept asking myself, what is it about jobs that I don't like? And I kind of had this realization that I go to work and I work plus a week and 2 weeks of a year, and what I want more than anything in my life is more free time, and a job Monday through Friday, 40 hours or more a week doesn't allow me to do that. And not only that, but I'm in these jobs, there's really a cap on the amount of money that you can make. And then once you have a salary and you're in a job, you're looking at only incremental raises over time. And if you get a promotion, usually that comes with more work and stuff like that. So I had this really big realization that I needed more free time in my life. Free time with my family, free time for myself, free time to do the things that I really like to do. I'm happiest when I'm on vacation. You know what I mean? And I kind of just, I just kind of realized that was just the way that I am. And I think some people really love work, and I work really hard, but so I had that realization, and then I started kind of asking myself those questions. And I read this really good book by Erland Bake called You'll Never Work Again. And it's all about how you can take a business online and you can automate it and you can free up your time. That was the basic gist of it. And it completely floored me. And when I read this book and I read about all the different ways that you could do that, I was like, that is what I want to do, and so I started looking into that, and I spent probably 5 or 6 months just researching and, buying books and kind of trying some different things and looking around. And eventually I got to a point where I realized I'm in the field of addiction treatment, and I'm a counselor, a therapist, and I realized I could monetize, an ebook or an e-course or something like that. And I started looking into that, and I thought, that's great, I'm just going to do that. And then I realized that it's all fine to have a product, but you actually have to get people, you have to get traffic to that product for them to buy it. So I suddenly started researching, like, how do you market things like that online? And so months and months are going by, and I'm trying to like figure all this stuff out. And it was really, really overwhelming. And I remembered you because I remember seeing your posts on Facebook, and I was like, maybe I'll give Dan a call. And so we talked. I don't even know if it was even 3 months ago at this point.
Yep,
We
like
talked.
That.
And you said, all the things that I had told you, you said, all that sounds really good, but you might want to just look into doing affiliate marketing for a little while. And you told me about Now Lifestyle. I didn't jump on it right away. And I did sign up for a free account. So I was getting your emails, your broadcast emails. And so I had this little thing in my head, like I kept getting these emails from you that were saying like, hey, Freedom Lifestyle, this system's really easy to set up. You can do that. You know what I mean?
So just really quick, guys, here's an example of somebody who was on my list, might not have been opening every single email, but was paying attention to what was going on, was cognizant of the consistent broadcast emails that are sent out. So a lot of times you'll hear, Adam or Ashley or Joel or myself or anybody of the top leaders constantly talking about sending out daily broadcasts. And Russ is a perfect example of, he was on my list and getting my emails. And then obviously, Russ, you can take it from there.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely how it happened. I got those emails. It was, and it was really genuine. Like it wasn't. It was really just, that idea that if I tried something and I gave it enough time, that I could do what other people had done, which is they created a lifestyle for themselves and a business that could work for them when they weren't working. And as far as a why is concerned, that sounds really good to me. You know what I mean? So, and then the thing is I was trying to figure out all these other ways to do it, and they all seemed very, very difficult. So I started poking around in Now Lifestyle, and realized that this whole thing we talk about literally being able to set the business up in less than 30 minutes. That's
Hmm.
really true. So I don't remember. I think my wife was out of town. She had the kids, and I was kind of having this struggle about, like, where do I take this online stuff? Where do I go with this? And I was just like, I so badly wanted to set anything up. I didn't care what it was. You know what I mean? And I wanted to do it quickly. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what I think about this Now Lifestyle thing, but I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to set it up. If it's really that easy to set up, and it's really like $1, then there's zero risk to that. And so I was like, I had that moment, and I felt really good about that. And I got in the system, and then literally a couple hours later, I had a business up and running online.
I bet
Um,
that felt pretty good.
yeah, it felt great, you know. And then I think after I got it up and running, and then I kicked tires for a while.
Yeah.
Like I did like one, small solo ad, and it was really great to immediately see opt-ins coming into my email.
Yeah.
And
It's business
because I
news.
heard all this stuff about people, it's, you want to generate a list and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, right there, a couple hours later, I'm getting, I'm generating a list,
Yep.
you know? So there was results right away.
So I mean, from that point, I mean, obviously, you're obviously doing a lot of research, and I'm sure you're realistically, Russ, you're probably like a lot of people where people got to realize that just because somebody sees it for the first time doesn't mean they're going to turn around and sign up. Sometimes it takes people
Yeah.
a while, and you're a prime example of when you're ready, you're ready.
Yeah.
And but from that point, I mean, obviously you signed up, you were ready to go, and then you instantly got into the back office. Now, would you consider it pretty simple to get started? And obviously, it seems like you did take initial action. You said you kind of kicked tires, but you did get in there and you did start. So,
Yeah.
how would you describe that once you actually did get started?
Yeah. I mean, I paid the $1. I got in the system. I believe, an email from you very quickly after, with the startup guide, and
Yep,
I followed everything in that. And then I also watched the pin post at the top of the Facebook page,
yep,
which kind of laid it all out. And then, but part of following that is getting into the back office and just following the first 2 or 3 steps in there.
sure,
And those videos, I think the first one's 4 minutes, the second one's 7 minutes or something like that. And then it's
yeah,
like, that's pretty much
yeah.
it,
Can you find 11 minutes to set up a business?
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is about you, you're my direct sponsor in this. You didn't chase me down. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you didn't, when I talked to you initially and I set up a free account, you connected with me. I went through your follow-up sequence and your broadcasts. And then you just kind of waited for me to come around to when I actually wanted to do this. And so I thought that was really great. I don't, I follow up with people that come into my downline,
hmm,
but I don't pressure them to do anything, and
yeah.
if they
We're
don't
not in
want
the
to connect
chasing
with me,
business.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's not like this pushy sales thing, and I didn't get into this to do that. I want to work with people that want to do this.
yeah. So I mean, obviously, I mean, you're on this webinar for a reason. I mean, you've come on board, you went through the process, you realized how simple it was. You got your system set up, you got a business started relatively quickly, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And now, like, what type of action are you taking to get your business moving? Because I mean, obviously you have a very strong why, which is your family, which we'll dive a little deeper into in a minute. But what are some things that you're doing to get that growth and that momentum building and moving for you?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, I kicked tires a little bit, but a couple of things that, I had a moment where it was like, I'm either gonna sort of hope that this works out with, driving a little bit of traffic here and there, or I'm really going to commit to this. And I kept hearing about, and then I also knew from my research that higher ticket products, if you want to be successful, that you have to be able to have access to that. So, and I heard everybody talking about all in, and there's certain parts of this where if you're all in, you can get $500 or $1,000 commissions. And so, mentally for me, going all in was sort of my commitment to this. And that kind of happened simultaneous with a conversation that I had with you about really committing, consistent weekly to weekly traffic, in the form of, Facebook ads and solo ads. And I've been doing that now for 3 or 4 weeks, and the results are coming. I'm getting people signed up, and I'm growing a list and stuff like that. So, and I'm doing that every week. I'm on the email with Alessandro. This is when I'm going to be dropping another solo ad, and not just the really tiny ones. I'm doing some of the bigger ones, and that's what I do that. I've got my system set up. I have a follow-up sequence that's originally was in my lead capture system. It's now in the autoresponder, and this business runs, and all I do is I write one broadcast email a day to my list, and if somebody signs up, I send them a welcome email with the instructions in there, and then I follow up with them, by text and by a phone call.
Yeah.
To be available for them. And I'm really, pointing them in all cases towards all the stuff that's already automated for us in the back office, and all the stuff that's in the Facebook page. You can call me and I can help you through that stuff, but it's all right there. You can figure it out on your own as well. And that's kind of what I did. I've had lots of questions for you over the last couple months, but for the most part, I just got in the system and figured it out on my own.
Yeah.
But basically, my business that runs for me is a broadcast email, and when somebody comes in, I follow up with them, and it's not very time consuming.
Yeah. So I mean, realistically, how much time per day at this point are you putting into it, or how much time per week?
Honestly, like daily, it's like definitely less than 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll take a little bit longer.
I don't know if anybody heard that, but Russ has an automated business that he's running. He's got traffic flowing. He's sponsoring people. He's growing his team, and he's doing it in less than 30 minutes a day. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I mean, I'm at work and people are having a smoke break, and I'm banging out a broadcast email. In 10 minutes, because that's all I got time for, you know what I mean? And, it's just over time, this is going to grow to a point where that's going to be all it is. And there's going to be a whole lot of money coming in, you know what I mean? Which sounds great to me.
Yeah.
The other part of it for me too, is that I like this idea. Like, we were on vacation for 9 days recently, and on Sunday night, on that 9th day, we had to come back to New Hampshire, and I had to go to work the next day, and I wasn't ready for that. Now, if I was doing this full time, which is a goal of mine, I could have said to my wife, hey, why don't we hang out for another 3 days? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I don't feel like going home yet, and I can do all the things on my business from where we were at.
Yep. Yep. AKA the laptop lifestyle, as they say.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's honestly what it's all about, and that's what everybody's working towards. And just about everybody that I've had on this webinar is at that point where they're starting to get some really good momentum going. And I think a lot of things that people have talked about, and you hit the nail on the head tonight too. I mean, you talked about consistency. I didn't even have to tell you this. You kind of knew it on your own, but you saw the importance of building that list,
Yeah.
communicating every day with that list with the daily broadcast, and then letting obviously the automation of the system do that work for you while are working your real job. But it's like you saw the benefit of setting up consistent traffic, sending out consistent daily broadcasts, and that is obviously creating a nice wave for you. That's creating some momentum for you,
Yeah.
which is truly awesome. So with that, you know, obviously you have some pretty big goals. I mean, you're obviously a dedicated family man, and really that seems to me like your big why, your big push motivation to
Yeah.
really get this business up and off the ground. So just like you said, you could stay the extra 3 days, or you could spend that quality time. So why don't you just maybe tell a little bit, everyone, a little bit about your why, like what's really driving you, and what's some of your motivation behind you know, now lifestyle is just a catalyst for what you truly want to do,
Yeah.
which is, be able to live your life. So tell everybody a little about that.
Yeah, I mean, just plain and simple. I mean, I want to be able to make enough money so, at some point. And by the way, I really like my job. I have a really great job. I work with some really great people. I do some extremely meaningful work. We have an 88 bed facility for people with substance abuse issues, and it's an epidemic out there. And we're doing really good work. So. Um, but what I want to do is I want to be able to get to a point where I'm working on, I have an online business that I make enough money that I don't have to work full time,
Hmm.
and I have enough freedom. And, the freedom that I'm looking for is more free time for my family, but more quality time. When I work a full-time job, I'm exhausted at the end of the day. So you come home, the kids are tired, you're tired. It can be really hard to, sort of feel like I have that quality time, like I did when I was on vacation recently, right? I had plenty of time with the kids. I felt rested. I felt present. I felt like, and at the same time, I was running a business online. I wasn't working my job, but I was running a business. And I want to be able to, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, you know, I'm, I'm not making quite enough money in my job to, you know, at this point really buy a house. We're trying to save for that, but we haven't been able to do it. So, and then like just yesterday, my car made some noise when I was driving down the highway, and I'm like, I'm shitting myself because I'm like, what if this is something really bad and it's going to cost me $2,000? So there's the other part of this is, in a job, the ceiling of income is kind of capped in a lot of ways. With being an entrepreneur and being in online business, there's the sky is the limit. You know what I mean? So I really want some of the financial benefits of that eventually. I'm looking 3 to 5 years in the future here,
Hmm.
so that if
So let me just stop
yeah,
you right there. I think that's actually a really, really important part. And a lot of people that are watching this need to understand exactly what Russ just said. And he's talking about a 3 to 5 year plan. You guys understand that? 3 to 5 years. So this is building a business online is not a get rich quick scheme. So anyone that is here and thought that they could sign up, today and be, a thousandaire tomorrow, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You build a long-term successful business by staying consistent, which is exactly what Russell is doing, sending out daily broadcasts, driving traffic consistently, and doing those things day in and day out. And he's got a 3 to 5 year plan. Like, do you understand the importance of that? So if he stays consistent between now and then, like, what kind of
yeah,
situation is he going to be in 3 years from now? It's going to be a lot more awesome than it is right now. He's going to have the time for his family. He's going to have the time to stay the 3 extra days when he wants, and to work
yeah,
from wherever he wants, because he has that long-term vision, that long-term mindset about being in it to win it and being in it for the long haul. Because let's face it, Russ, your family's worth it, right? It's worth it to
absolutely.
stick with it.
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
So I think that, I mean, obviously, mindset seems like it's a pretty important thing for you. And this, we haven't really discussed this yet, but like,
Yeah.
do you do anything like on a daily or weekly basis, or are there any specific books that you read to kind of really stay positive and stay focused on like what you were just talking about, that those long-term results?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I'm a clinician, a therapist. So, goal planning, and mindset is stuff that's really important to me. To answer your question, that one of the biggest things that I do for mindset every day is I wake up every morning, and sometimes the kids are up, sometimes my wife are up. I grab my coffee, I come back into my room, and it's a period of quiet time that I've come to know that if I don't get that time in the morning for myself, my day just doesn't go very well. So,
Hmm.
but one of the very first things that I do some meditation. I have some spiritual practice that I do as well during that time. One of the things that I do is the very first thing I do is I sit down and I have a list of, um, it's probably about 9 or 10 things that I desire. So some of them are income things, like I want to be able to make this amount of money
Sure.
3 to 5 years from now. I'd like to, you know, fire my job, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
those types of things. And then, where I want to live, the, amount of time that I'm spending with my family. I do Bikram yoga,
Yep.
and like up here, I can only do it once a week. It's things like being able to do Bikram yoga 3 to 4 times a week.
Yep.
And I write all of those things out. And I take that. And then what I do on the other side, I got this from a Tim Ferriss thing, but,
Yep.
and something from that I read with, one of the books I read, that Russell Brunson, wrote, where you write down just 3 things that if you did those 3 things, those are the 3 most important things you're going to do that day. And I write those 3 things down for my online business. I also do that sometimes when I go to work. I do that, but that is always a broadcast email. If I have a follow up with somebody that signed up, it's that. And then, usually a third thing that I'm, looking into doing. But I write all this out on paper. And when I'm done with that time in the morning, I fold it up in 4 ways and I stick it in my back pocket. And then I open up that piece of paper during the day. Sometimes
Mhm.
if I'm having a bad moment during the day, I'll open it up and look at some of those things that I hope and wish for myself in the future. And it helps me.
Yep.
It also is good to be able to cross off the things as I do them during the
Sure.
day. Um, but I mean, I've really devoured the ClickFunnels thing and the Russell Brunson stuff. I love it. I
Yep.
can't get enough of it. When I'm driving, I listen to all the Now Lifestyle webinars if I miss them.
Yep.
All the Facebook lives. We drive from Rhode Island up to New Hampshire, and I just can't. It's like I can't stop doing it. Like I just like it so much. I just want to take in as much as possible.
Yep. I think,
Um,
I mean, obviously, what we've talked about thus far has been great. Obviously, like how simple the system is to set up, how you started, you drove some solo ads, you kicked some tires, you looked around, and obviously now you've been very consistent sending out daily broadcasts. But I honestly think, and you guys can here in the chat room chime in too if you guys feel this way too. But like what you just said in like the last 5 minutes, I think is the most important thing of this entire
yeah,
webinar, because you drop some huge serious golden nuggets that if people just apply some of what you're talking about, like writing down some of your goals for the day, folding that stuff up, keeping it in your
yeah,
back pocket, and the underlying thing, which you didn't actually say but you said it, which I think is freaking awesome, is like you're thankful for, and I practice this a lot too, is you're thankful for things that you don't have
yeah,
yet, but you're thankful for them. You're writing them down, you're thinking about them. So what does that do, guys? For those of you guys that are, maybe haven't started daily affirmations or personal development, when you start doing those things, you start pulling that stuff towards you. You
yeah,
start pulling that stuff. You plain and simple, like if you don't ask the universe for it, you're not going to get it. So if it's the universe, if it's God, if it's, whoever you're pulling the stuff from, but if you're not asking for it and not thankful for it, then don't plan on getting it. Plain and simple. And I think Russell just dropped some huge nuggets of things that he does, and now that stuff is starting to take shape for him, which is really awesome. So I don't know, do you guys want that stuff to take shape for you too? You got to start looking at some of these webinars and the people that we have on and the daily things that they're doing. He's on this webinar for a reason, folks, because he's taking action. He's doing the right things. So if you want good things to happen to you, then start taking note of some of the stuff that we're talking about here. So Russ, for anybody that's here that's, like brand new, or, they haven't quite taken action yet, or they haven't gotten started yet. And like, obviously we had some first timers in here, which is really, really cool. So for people that are just looking at this for the first time, what would be your advice to someone that either hasn't started yet or is brand new?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, I don't know if people think it's like some kind of scam or something, this $1 deal, but if you can set a business up in less than 30 minutes for $1, you have a whole week to figure out for yourself if you think it sucks, and then you can cancel and not have to pay the upgrade. You know what I mean? So there's apps, and then I've heard you say before that you can get the $1 refunded. There's zero risk whatsoever. I mean, Now Lifestyle has taken all arguments you have against. I think honestly, I think people don't get started because they're suspicious. They think that I'm going to like call them and like twist their arm and make them feel guilty for not doing this. I'm not going to do that at all. I'm going to try to connect with you. If you don't want to do this, then I'm going to let it go. I'm not a salesperson. I want an automated business that does that work for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so there's really zero risk, and I would really suggest that if people get in there, get in there, set the business up, run the first ad, and see how you feel when you see opt-ins coming into your email. See how you feel when you get a sign up. You know what I mean? But there's really no risk to trying it at all. And the community, one of the things that I've been really happy with all this is the community of people. You know what I mean? Like, I came into this and everybody's really genuine and friendly and helpful. And
it's nice to be part of a good community, right?
I wasn't looking to be social or like, gain some friendships, but I've gained that in here. And that was just one of those like hidden benefits of this. It feels really good. I look forward to coming on here and seeing everybody and seeing the webinars and seeing the success in here,
Yep. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's obviously there's a saying that many of you have heard, some of you might not have heard, but you're basically a reflection of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you have 5 broke friends, then chances are, and they're your closest friends, then chances are you're broke or close to it. If you have 5 friends that are all making over $100,000 a year, you're probably either making $100,000 a year or pretty close to that. But you are who you surround yourself with. So if you're able to plug yourself into our communities, attend the webinars, and I mean, again, another nugget that Russell dropped is that when he's driving to and from places, he's listening to the replays of the webinars. He's staying in check. He's staying in tune to what's going on in his business. And a lot of the times there's positive, good personal development in those webinars. So he's feeding and fueling his brain. You guys, you're picking up what I'm putting down here, guys? You guys getting some of this? So, yeah, dude, Russ, I mean, obviously, man, I can't thank you enough. You're following the basics, man. You plugged in, you got started, you took the dollar trial, you upgraded, you went all in because you saw the value of that. You're driving traffic consistently. You're sending out daily broadcasts consistently. Everything is a matter of consistency with you. You're consistent with your personal development. You're consistent with, your daily affirmations and scribing and writing your goals down. I mean, if we could just clone you, would be good to go.
Yeah, that'd be really scary. Yeah. Thank you.
Be a lot of yoga going on, but that's okay.
That's right.
That's good. So listen, guys, if you guys Appreciate Russ for all his value. Hopefully, man, I hope you guys took some notes. I really, truly hope you guys took some notes, because he sprinkled a whole bunch of nuggets, especially when it came to the personal development piece. But if you guys thought Russ did a great job, then give him some applause. Let him know what you guys think. But I think he dropped a huge amount of value tonight. And the A's are the electronic applause, just so you know, by the way. But yeah, awesome, awesome job. If you guys have any questions right now, either for myself or Russ, then by all means, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer your questions. But other than that, for those of you guys that are brand new, if you guys have not gotten started yet and you want to get started today, as in like right now, simply go to nls1d.com. I'm going to drop that link in here now. nls1d.com. And just like Russ did, and just like many other people in here did, you can get started today right now for just $1. You'll have 7 days to get in there, explore the system, explore the back office, and check it out and see if this is a good fit for you, because obviously it's a good fit for many other people in this webinar here. We did have a question. Someone said, what is did you mention a book at the beginning of the webinar?
Yeah, it was, I'm going to type it in here, but yeah, it's called You'll Never Work Again by Erland Bake.
Okay.
B-A-K-K-E. Actually, it's B-A-K-K-E.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, great book. And there's some really good bonus interviews. There's one with a network marketing guy that he does that you can get in your email. It's an interview with the guy. Is that an audiobook? It's funny that you say that. It's you can get the physical book, audio, and then the Kindle version. I bought all three because I was so excited. Like, I wanted to be able to listen in my car and read it and all that stuff. But yeah, you can get any version of it. You can get the audio book.
Gotcha.
Great book.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good comment right there. If you want to make millions, hang out with millionaires. That's pretty simple. So if you surround yourself with the Joltarians and everybody else. Cool. All right, awesome, guys. Well, we answered that. So if nobody else has any questions, Ruth, are there plans for people in Africa? What plans are you talking about? I'm not really sure there, but I mean, we're pretty much in, I think it's like 101 countries around the world. I'm pretty sure Africa is one of them. But if you have any questions on that specifically, go to nowlifestyle.com, use the live chat on the right, and then talk to somebody in support. I'm not sure how you say your name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Faisal. It's Bake, 2 Ks, right, Russ?
Yeah, it's B-A-K-K-E.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well, Dennis, you're very new. Thanks for the info. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Always, that's what we're here to do, guys. We're here to help every single Tuesday and every Now Lifestyle webinar, whether it's duplication with Adam and Ashley on Monday, the recognition webinars on Tuesday, Richard and John on Wednesday, Janet on Thursday. We're always here to provide you guys with as much value as possible and help you guys out as much as we possibly can, because this is it's simply just an amazing, simple business. And Russell is proof right there that he's taken something very simple and turned it into an automated business. And it's if he can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Ruth is saying, how do they get commission credit? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Again, I would go to nowlifestyle.com, use the live chat on the right, and ask support. They could probably better answer that question than I could. All right, cool. Well, it doesn't look like we have any more questions, Russ. So again, thank you very, very much. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on what you've done so far. And I really look forward to seeing your business continue to grow. So any last words for the Now Lifestyle group?
No, thank you very much. I was really shocked to be on here tonight. So thank you. And it's good to see you, Dan.
All right, you too, man. Well, other than that, guys, everybody have a great rest of your night. Be safe. Love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next live video. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Have a great night.